Reach high, aim high, and obtain. Welcome back to TaylorIt, and we are going to be showing you our family's one of the big favorite dishes we like to do in the summer, which is our summer casserole. One of the things it requires in the summer casserole is corn, ideally fresh, and so that's how come I'm doing what's called shucking of the corn real quick here. Okay, there's one, and then I'm going to take this wonderful tool, and it helps actually remove any stuck on silk when we shuck the corn. And it's a lot easier than trying to pull it because it can be quite sticky to one's hands, right? And it's just little tiny silicone teeth that go in all those nooks and crannies. And see, there we go. There's one down. And then of course you break this off, but I'm going to use that to hand hold the corn to peel it. So that's why I'm going to leave that little bit there. I shucked it. So let's do the next one. Okay, so now we'll move on to do some more zucchini. And then we have a bowl here to the side that we're going to put all of our chopped ingredients in because we have to melt the butter for this recipe before we can add the vegetables. And you can see it fills the container quite quickly. So it's best to keep a bowl here on the side so that as it fills up, you can quickly put it in your prep bowl. Just makes it quicker. And the best part about this, because I don't know about you, but I have a little bit of a sensitivity to cutting onions. So this device really helps with preventing that kind of an issue. Okay, obviously we need to do our bell pepper, and this is actually the bell peppers and the tomatoes from our garden. So I always like doing that. Of course, I'm going to remove the seeds. This is just my discard plate. And it's always great to have different tools in the kitchen that can really make cooking so much easier. So obviously it takes time to build all of it up, but once you've got it built up, then you're pretty set. But as my mom always said, it's better to invest in a quality piece of equipment that you know is going to withstand the test of time than it is to get a cheap piece that barely lasts, or if one's lucky, a year, and then one's constantly replacing it, versus if they paid for the more expensive piece and it lasts. So that's how come you'll see we'll have a lot of pieces of equipment in our houses, because my mom also taught me a love of cooking equipment because it makes things easier. Just the top there. There. Ha ha ha. Don't you love it when it's easy? So we've got our tomatoes in another container because we want to saute those at a different temperature. Now we're going to do the corn. With the corn, I have this special OXO tool that permits the ability to just come down the corn, which is why I kept the handle on it. Great. But one thing is, because this is so easy compared to the knife method, I definitely say make it easier on yourself. Might want to do it, I think, maybe over the bowl, because I'm assuming the corn needs to be cooked with the. So what we'll do is we'll put this to the side. But I wanted to at least show you why I kept the handhold on it. But I don't want my corn going all over the place. So we're gonna add it here. And we'll just do the remainder in the bowl. So now we're going to put about, a tablespoon of butter in here. And we're using this from our butter bell, so it's already at room temperature, which reduces the processing time. With you turn on the heat to medium. I'm gonna get a spatula, get a wooden tool here for our cast iron, and we're just going to melt this because we are going to saute our vegetables for our summer casserole. And as they say, butter makes it better. And this is, of course, our homemade butter too, I'm assuming. So this is everything but the tomatoes and the garlic. So we're just going to carefully add everything here. And this is another reason why we use our cast iron containers. It's got the very large rim, so it allows us to really work with high volumed items. Okay. Let me put that in. Okay, and let's add our fresh garlic from our gourmet easy press there. See how much garlic I got out. Quite a lot. Move this around, get everything well coated with the butter. What we're going to do is we're going to continue cooking these vegetables until they're well cooked and sauteed on top, and then we'll go to next steps. Because the vegetables finally became tender, I added the tomatoes because the tomatoes require less cooking time, but we still need to get them all in there and well sauteed. Excuse me. We're going to cook this for just a few minutes to get everything well sauteed, and then what we have here, we bring it over, is a buttered dish here that we're going to put all these vegetables in, and then we're going to cover them with mozzarella cheese, and then we're going to put it in our preheated 350-degree Fahrenheit oven to brown the cheese on top so it gets nice and gooey and stringy and yummy. So let's do that now. Okay, so we're going to turn off our eye now. You can see we got a lot of juices from the tomato. That's okay. That actually helps keep the vegetables tender as we pour them in. Here we go. Get a little bit of assistant help there. Thank you. And I'll get that spread out. Well, have our fabulous Organic Valley mozzarella that we're going to sprinkle the top with. We want to get it nice and coated so everybody gets to enjoy the gooiness of the cheese. when it melts. And this is an absolute family favorite when we make this dish because of all the vegetables and the freshness of the vegetables that you can taste. That's coated in the butter, so you get that nice, rich, buttery flavor. And just so you know, this is a 1.5 cup or 6 ounces of cheese, so you have a reference point if you're buying your mozzarella. Okay, so now we're going to put this in the oven until the top is just a little bit golden brown. You don't want it overly brown, you just want it enough of a discoloration, which is usually about, what, 5-10 minutes typically. Okay. Now realize it took us a little bit more time to get the cheese where it needed to be, simply because our cheese was from frozen. If your cheese happened to have been in the refrigerator, it would be a reduced cooking time. Just keep your eye on it.
Or if they want it browner.
Some people do want it browner, but it's simply your preference. I like it gooey though. Get the cheese to either the appearance or the level that you would like in browning, and then take it out of the oven. And obviously there will be fluctuations in cooking time based on if your cheese is from frozen or, for example, the temperature of your oven itself. You plate this now, and depending on if you want the juices from the dish or not, you may or may not want a slotted spoon. But basically, take the size you want to start with. You can see how much juice is in there. And feel free to also add, I think, more cheese if you want to. And there we go.